few of you guys have asked about my suspension setup. So I'm going to set up the car for the track, and as I go through it, I'll show you what suspension components I'm using. The car's got a baseline setup in it right now, but I'm going to change some things. My wheels are these 14-inch Panasports with Hoosier TDR tires. This is my race setup. I obviously don't run those on the street. And in order to get it set up, I just made a video on these toe box rod setup that I put together. We'll use that in a bit. And I also have a digital level here and this tool, which I use to get camber and also caster. And this is Mr. Moon. I'm gonna start off with setting camber, and there's a few things to note. Right now, as the car sits, the caster and camber are symmetrical. They're the same side to side, which is important to keep in mind because I'm gonna be using my level to get a relative measurement off where it's at. So the car is quite close to level, but if it's not on a perfectly level, a flat plane, then you need to at least know where you're starting from is even. So depending on where it sits in this garage, sometimes it's level, sometimes it's a little bit off. But I know that both sides are equal, so we're just gonna make incremental relative changes on each side. I'm also just gonna show you one side because as you guys know, I do everything in my one car garage here. It's kind of a pain to move the car and then do the other side. So I just do one side at a time, at least for camber. I'll just show you the one. I do the same thing on the other side. So let's get into that. Another thing to check before you do anything, something I'm going to do right now, is just get my tire pressures the same on all corners. It's ideal, obviously, to have this car on a chassis table or a track setup flat plane on steel discs and stuff. But short of that, setting it up on tires, it's always in your favor to have them set equally. So I'm just going to run around, put air in if I need to, and set them all. All right, tire pressures are even, wheel faces are clean. Let's get some camber measurements. This plastic piece simply allows me to get a flat plane to work off of. So if the car were to be level, this shows 88 degrees, which means I have -2 degrees of camber right now. I won't know if it's level till I measure the other side, but I know where I want to be. So I'll tell you what my total camber is on each side once I do the other side. The camber on one side is -2 degrees, and then the other side it's -1.8. So what that means is the car is 1/10 of a degree off level, and I have -1.5 degrees of camber on each side. And I want to go to about -2.6 or 2.7 degrees. So I'm going to add another, or I guess take away another 0.8 degrees on each side. And I'll show you how I do that. I'm going to yank the wheel off to start. Jack it up just enough to yank the wheel. With my droop stops, I don't have to go far. So now's a good time to show you my suspension setup, and that is an Alfa Stage 3 kit, and it includes several things. I have my camber adjustment here, caster adjustment here, adjustable spring perches for ride height and corner balancing, adjustable front sway bar. I have these shorter steering arms for a quicker steering ratio, which I'm a fan of. These little drop links and solid rose joints and rod ends for steering. This reduces bump steer or hopefully eliminates it to some degree. And it's quite a nice setup to make adjustments on, easy to work with. We'll see where my lap times end up once I get some more seat time, but so far I'm happy with it. Brake-wise, I'm running stock calipers for a lightweight 105 car. They are plenty. I am running DS 3000 Fedora pads. You probably shouldn't run those on the street. I'm running them because I have manual brakes with independent front and rear masters, and they work great on the track. So that's it in the front, and I'll show you how I do camber. You can also see here the back side of those front turn signal mounts I made, which I'm very happy with. Remember, I wanted to go another 0.8 degrees negative camber on this side. So I put my level on the brake disc, which I know is a flat surface. What it reads right now is irrelevant because we're going off a relative measurement of when the car was sitting on its wheels at its neutral ride height. So all I'm going to do is loosen these jam nuts and shrink this upper control arm rod until this goes down 0.8 degrees. There we go. I just tightened the jam nuts. Gonna put the wheel back on, drop the car, move the car over, and repeat on the other side. They're building a house behind us, so if you hear construction noise, that's what it is. But anyway, did both sides, put the wheels on, dropped the car, tightened the wheel lugs, rolled the car back and forth to get the ride height to settle, and let's check our work and see where we're at. Helps to turn it on. Negative 2.3 on this side. Negative 2.7 on this side, which gives me negative 2.5 degrees of camber on each side, and I'm happy with that. So it's that easy, but it's not actually that easy. I had to do both sides twice. For some reason, the relative adjustment that I make with this on the caliper and the wheel off doesn't translate one-to-one to the car when it's sitting at its normal ride height with the wheels on. So this is the sort of thing that a seasoned Alfa mechanic knows and stuff I'm learning. So, I'm OCD. I need it to be perfect, but sometimes it just takes me a little bit longer to get there. But we're there. I'm learning. And now the toe's all out of whack, so let's do the toe. Have you ever seen a toe box go together that quick? That was like less than a minute. Come on, that's a win. I like it. I just checked both sides, but I'll show you where I'm at. I'm at 1.5 in the front here, and 1/8 in further here, and about the same on the other side. So 1/4 inch of toe in is not going to do it, but it's expected because we brought the track width in by bringing by shortening the upper arms. So I want 1/8 inch of toe out. So time to get under the car and make adjustments. And that shows where this toe box really shines because I don't have to start it up every time after I get under the car. I'm also not going to show you this process because I don't know how to film under here very well, but basically I'm just adjusting tie rods. Nothing to be jealous of. Look at that. The toe box stays with the car, and I can use my jack stands as jack stands, not string stands. It just makes me so happy. So that's how I use those alignment tools I made to get the car set up. Now I'll put my street tires back on until we get to the track. And I think it's a good time to show you my rear suspension setup. These lightweight rear trailing arms, springs and shocks, and lightweight aluminum T-bar with spherical bearing are all part of that Alfaholic Stage 3 setup. I'm also running a rear sway bar, as you can see, and in the diff I have extra discs. I think we have 4 discs in there for a higher locking ratio. And again, stock brake calipers, but DS3000 pads with independent front and rear masters and adjustable bias from the cockpit. So that's my suspension setup. Hope you guys find it helpful. And we'll see what she does as far as lap times compared to developed race cars. But, you know, I have high hopes. I have a lot of effort into this car. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to spend more time on track. Well, there you have it. I have the race setup in the car, at least a good starting point. I have the street wheels back on, and that whole job took me, I don't know, like about 4 hours. So stuff's definitely time consuming to race these old cars. The next job I have to do is clean out all that wheel weight tape and crap on the inside of those used Panasports I got. So that'll be fun. Anyway, I hope you guys found this helpful, and if you have any questions about the suspension setup or anything else with this car, don't hesitate to ask down below. I read the comments and I'll answer them. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.